have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, this public notice of this meeting, which included the time, date, and location, was distributed by 3 p.m. on Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022, in the following manner. Posted on the bulletin board reserved for announcements in the board office, 25 Livingston Place, Brunswick. Mailed to the Home News Tribune, Sentinel, and Clerk, Township, Brunswick, and delivered to the 9 newly elected board members. At this time, I'll pass it over to Mr. Foster for a presentation.
Good evening and welcome to Livingston Park. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And hello to everyone watching at home. It's an honor to be with you and share with you a little bit about our school this evening. We have an awesome school, wonderful students, a fantastic staff, and incredibly supportive families. So tonight, our goal is to take you inside of our school, let you see some of the things we're working on a school-wide level, but also take you into every grade level, individual classrooms, and let you know some of the work that's going on and what education looks like coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. We want to show you why our school is exceptional, why our staff are awesome and talented people who work so very hard to bring out the very best in every single child. Coming out of the pandemic was an overwhelming experience for most educators. Following COVID-19, most of our students, well, many of our students came to school with needs we haven't seen before. Academic needs, social needs, emotional needs. The last time we had the opportunity to present before the board was March of 2021, and our theme for that presentation was virtually anything. And we were talking about all the things that were happening during virtual learning. And that feels like a long time ago. It's only a year and a half ago, but a lot has changed in education since then. We started focusing on the idea of how do we make this task something that we feel we can accomplish. We focused on an idea of collective efficacy. So collective efficacy is one of those fancy educational terms that means that everybody believes that their work is valuable and it is going to make a difference. And what is valuable about it is there's a lot of research by an education guru named John Hattie which shows us that the effect of collective efficacy has a greater impact on student achievement than almost every other variable we look at, like a child's socioeconomic status, how they've achieved in previous years, the classroom management of the teacher. In short, when a school believes they are effective, when the teachers believe they can be effective, when the students see themselves succeeding, that has a powerful impact on student achievement. So our goal has been to design ways, post-COVID, to build that sense of collective efficacy, to celebrate our progress, to celebrate our successes. So when we look at some of the things that we've done at LP to celebrate this and to build collective efficacy, we're going to focus on a few of those in our presentation tonight. The first thing we're going to talk about is how we've created a sense of belonging in our school, making sure our students and our staff feel that they belong here, they're part of our community, they're connected, we are one together. Empowering our teachers to take a leadership role. Reteaching our students our values, our expectations, how to be in school again, what that looks like, how to be successful. Involving our community, building the community within the school family and within the community of North Brunswick itself. Getting our community involved in our success. Letting our families see our students and our teachers achieving, earning, succeeding. We'll talk about how once we've built that foundation, we're able to look at the needs each child presents with in our school. And with your support and the support of our central office administrators, we've been able to design some really awesome and magical things that happen in this building every day. So we're going to show you a little bit, just a little bit, we can talk for hours. We're going to show you just a little bit of what that looks like in every grade level and in some of our larger programs to give you an idea of what that looks like on a day-to-day basis. So many of us, those of us who study education or psychology and as a career, we learn about Maslow and what is called the hierarchy of needs. And this is basically a psychological idea that before people can achieve and learn, a few needs have to be met first. First, we have to have our physiological needs met. It's kind of like if you ever try to do something when you're really hungry, it doesn't go so well when you focus on the fact that you're really hungry. So the first thing we focus on is the basic physiological needs of our school. Our students fed? Do they have a roof? Is it heated? Is it warm? Is it comfortable? Safety, making sure that there's a safe environment in our school, physically and emotionally. Belonging, we all have to feel like we are part of the group before we are able to be in a social and a mental space where learning becomes accessible. And then celebrating all of our positive achievements, esteem, a positive classroom culture. Kids like to learn from people they like. So having those relationships. When you ask any elementary student, do you like coming to school? Inevitably, that question becomes, do I like my teacher or do I not? And if the answer is no, what I know as a principal is there's not a lot of learning happening. So the first step, before we can talk about any of the instructional needs, is to make sure all of these needs are met. So one thing we've done this year, under the leadership of my two colleagues, Mrs. Finnegan and Mrs. Morey, there they are. To build on that sense of belonging, we've been doing a staff book study. And we asked one of our teachers to explain that to you. So here's the first of several videos we're going to watch tonight to fill you in on some of the professional learning we're engaging in here at Livingston.
The first step in building a sense of collective efficacy is to create a sense of belonging for our students and our staff alike. To help introduce this initiative to our staff, we've been doing a book study together as a team. We're reading Braving the Wilderness by Brene Brown. Mrs. Finnegan and Ms. Morey have led this book study. And in this book study, we are working to gain a better sense of understanding of why belonging is so important to our Livingston Park community. We want to create that sense of belonging in the workplace for our staff, and more importantly, for our students. And we want to take the ideas and put them into practice here at school. Belonging is the extent to which students feel that they're truly part of our school's community. It can include feelings of understanding, respect, how connected they are, that they matter. It has an influence on our classrooms and our school culture, and it's influenced by the actions we take as adults here in our school. We are excited about this work because we know that a sense of belonging can positively contribute to an individual's development. It has implications for mental health. It also plays a role in education. It helps students be more engaged. It improves their behavior and their academic performance. To tell us more about this book study, I would like to introduce Jen Venuti, one of our third grade teachers here at LP.
Hi, my name is Jen Venuti Marin, and I'm going to talk to you about a book study called Braving the Wilderness by Brene Brown. The truth about who we are lives in our hearts. Our call to courage is to protect our wild hearts against constant evaluation, especially our own. No one belongs here more than you. This is what Brene Brown shares with readers in the book, Braving the Wilderness. When I think about belonging, I think about feeling safe, calm, at peace, and loved. We all search for belonging in many different places, and it is imperative that we feel that. I know that at Livingston Park, we are focusing on belonging. #YouBelongAtLP. For me and all of my colleagues, it is extremely important that we feel that we belong at LP. Saying hi to one another in the hallway, working collaboratively with one another, sharing experiences with each other, and being friends is all intertwined with belonging. Not only do adults want to feel that they belong, but so do our students. Students want to feel safe, calm, and at peace as well. That is so important for their brains to be able to grow. That is where we, as educators, come in. It is important for us to foster this environment for our students so that they can all be the best version of themselves and be given the opportunity to succeed academically and socially. When we do this, that's when we find true belonging. Students come to school every day with different families, experiences, and circumstances. Our job is to not only help their brains grow academically, but also personally and socially as well. We constantly practice how to treat each other, ourselves. Having confidence is so important for every single human being to have. Possessing a growth mindset is a large part of that, and educators are a huge impact on students in that department as well as many others. I know that my takeaway from this book is trifold. I want to belong in my life outside of school, at Livingston Park, and teach my students that they belong at LP. Once we know that kids belong, we can design a program that is tailored to their needs. When we see our work creating success, it builds a sense of collective efficacy.
So you see that sense of belonging all throughout the school day. You see it in the drop-off lane when people are greeting one another, saying hello. You see it in the cafeteria. You see it at recess when kids invite each other to play. You see it lived and breathed in an authentic way at LP. And to give you some insight about what that looks like from a teacher's perspective, I'd like to introduce you to Ms. Cassidy Varga, one of our 4th grade teachers, who's going to tell us a little bit about what belonging looks like and how we support students on a social and emotional level here at LP.
Hello everyone, my name is Cassidy Varga and I'm a 4th grade inclusion teacher here at LP. I want to share with you tonight some of the amazing things happening regarding social emotional learning in our school. We know and understand the importance of having our students feel that they belong with us here at LP, as it's our theme of the year. In order to have our students feel that they belong, we have been utilizing the built-in 15-minute morning meeting period where we can focus on and continue building those important relationships throughout the school year, create whole class lessons that are inclusive and welcoming, and plan activities that teach our students the 5 core SEL competencies. This time is also utilized for any SEL lessons that our specific class or group of students may need. We are also aware of the importance of addressing all social emotional learning skills that our students may lack or have lost due to COVID-19. On top of our morning meeting period, LP has created a school-wide mentor program called Big Paw, Little Paw. Students who are identified through the rebound team are matched with a staff member who has volunteered. The Big Paw and Little Paw meet 1 time per week during the school day. This program helps the students build a relationship with another staff member in the building other than their own teachers and provides a Tier 2 support in the area of social emotional learning. We are excited to continue to help our students grow in this area and give our students that feeling of belonging every day when they come to school. Thank you.
Okay, the next thing we're doing to build collective efficacy is to really empower our teachers. We have awesome educators at LP, and teachers play a big role in our school. So teachers are leading all kinds of initiatives here at our school. Each grade and the departments have a grade level leader, and they lead what are called professional learning communities where people are working every day and in an extended way once a week to look at data, look at lessons, curriculum. How can we change? How can we adjust to what we're seeing? We have data teams that review math data, ELA data, behavior data, and figure out which students may need additional levels of support. Those are teacher-led teams. We have school-wide committees to look at school safety, anti-bullying. We look at our school improvement plan, look at how our staff evaluations on professional learning are done. And we have something very, very special called PBSIS, which stands for Positive Behavior Supports in Schools. And it's pretty complicated, so I need some help trying to explain exactly how PBSIS works. So we're going to go straight to the source. So we have 3 students who are going to give you the 101 on PBS, what that looks like. So Aubrey and Jackson and Nithya, if you guys could come up, we're going to help everybody understand what exactly PBS looks like.
I am so excited to tell you about our PBSIS program. PBSIS stands for Positive Behavior Supports in School. So that means everyone should be on their best behavior. Who cares if nobody can see you? If you do something you are not supposed to do and nobody sees you, the cameras will see. If you are in a spot that even the cameras can't see you, then you should do it because it's not the right thing to do. If you are wondering what best behavior is, I've got to be honest. I don't really know what it means either. But what I do know is that best behavior means acting safe and still having fun and being friendly. Also treating others and even objects with respect. What is expected is that you are not causing trouble for your teachers and that you are doing whatever to be good. Here, if you try very hard to show good behavior, we call that showing your progress. Since we have a total of about 13,000 Boston tickets, it shows that the school is doing good at showing your progress. Here at LP, we have something called Cougar Pride. Pride stands for peaceful, respectful, inclusive, determined, and excellent. If you demonstrate one of these 5 different words, you get a Boston ticket. For example, if you are playing outside at recess and you see someone sitting by themselves, and you invite that person to play. If a luncheon sees you, then they might give you a Boston ticket because that is being inclusive. Another way you can demonstrate Cougar Pride is by not giving up when things seem hard. That is Cougar Pride. Hi, my name is Aubrey. Let's talk about what it means to show your Cougar Pride in some places around us. Here at LP, we learn how to behave, even in the back. We've learned this during our PBSIS kickoff. Let's first talk about the back. F, L, U, X. Those are the bathroom words to remember. For F, it's close to toilet. For L, it's leave the area. For U, it's use a quiet place. For X, it's make sure to use soap and water to wash. And last but not least, H is for head back. Hi, I'm Maxine's mom, and we have different expectations for different places. In the hallway, the word is walk. W is walk. H is run. A is all faces off. L is look forward. K is keep hands to yourself. How do you take this word? I am not going to tell you about possible taking. They are another way of saying thank you for your behavior choices. You can earn a fossil ticket for small behaviors like opening the door or big behaviors that have been some, but when they are rewarded. Sometimes you receive a fossil ticket. The teacher has a special place in the classroom that she collects the collection job. At the teacher will go back to the classroom. At the end of the week, the teacher will count the cost of the ticket of the week and draw one ticket for the class. Goes down to the name to select the class with a possible prize card. Why will sell 25,000 tickets? This year, our school produced a new feature at Livingston. Meet Buddy, our stuffed animal mascot. In my opinion, he's super cute. Every week, our friend Buddy the mascot will be awarded to the highest ticketed class in each grade level. Guess what that means? That means that if your class earns the most points on tickets, your class gets to keep Buddy in your classroom for the whole week. During Monday morning announcements, when Miss Finnegan shares how many awesome tickets the whole entire school has earned, our director of instruction will share with the Livingston Park School which class in each grade level has earned the most awesome tickets. Next thing to do is deliver. Miss Finnegan will share each grade level amount of tickets each class has.
So to our students, earning a Awesome Ticket is something special. It's the teacher recognizing them for doing the desired behaviors. And elementary students need tangible evidence of that. Yes, my teacher, my school, sees the good that I'm producing every day. This, on stage here, is the Pausometer. And as you can see, it is about to bust. Because we are at nearly 13,000 and change, I believe, awesome tickets, which means that 13,000 times a staff member, whether it's a bus driver, an aide, a teacher, the principal, someone has seen in our children an example of positive behavior, building that sense of, yes, I see you, we see you, and now everybody can see the Pausometer every day and be reminded of, this is what our expectations are. And just in case anyone forgets, there are signs all around the school of what you should be doing at the cafeteria, on the bus, at recess, in the classroom, in the hallway, in the bathroom. Just in case there's any doubt, there's lots of ways to access that. Now, a Awesome Ticket is one level of awesome. Let's take it to the next level. So what we do 4 times a year is something very, 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 very special. We've got a number of them in the audience tonight. They are called Cougar Champs. So the Cougar Champ is the one student in the classroom who is best demonstrating the values we are promoting, pride values. I'd like you to meet one. She's very special. So Mia, come on up and tell us what a Cougar Champ is so we can understand.
Good evening. My name is Mia Rodriguez, and I am in 4th grade at Livingston Park School. I'm here to tell you a little bit about this awesome award that I'm wearing that is given out here at Livingston Park. It's called the Cougar Champ Award. Students like me are recognized for showing our Cougar pride values of being peaceful, respectful, inclusive, determined, and excellent. Last month, I was chosen by my teachers, Ms. Varga and Ms. Ballard, because I always make sure to include classmates in activities. I come to school every day determined to try my best in all subjects, and because I am peaceful and spread kindness to everyone around me. I was so excited to come to school with my family for the Cougar Champ ceremony, where I was awarded my medal. Mr. Dawson spoke about why I received this award, and then I even got a goodie bag full of snacks and a certificate of the school achievement. Thanks, LP, for making me a Cougar Champ. I will remember this forever.
So we try to celebrate success because it's important. People need to see that we see them being successful. Families need to know, students need to know, Facebook needs to know. So every Friday, we publish what we call our Friday Five. That is the student of the week in every grade. And let me tell you, it takes about 2 minutes of my time just to call a parent and say, hey, I want you to know your child's the Friday Five this week. And it makes their whole weekend because those relationships are the foundation. Before we can get into the classroom learning, there has to be that relationship piece there. And we have to have families know that we are with them on the same team. So to that end, I want to introduce you to someone very, very special. So, we have a wonderful PTO in our school, led by Katyusa Guzman, who I'm pretty convinced I'm going to get a phone call one day saying, why hasn't she filled out a W-2? She's there every day. And she is among the kindest and hardest working and most selfless people I've ever met in my life. And she leads our PTO, and together they do a lot of amazing things for our students. So I'd like to introduce you to Mrs. Guzman Barranco with a few thoughts.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Katyusa Guzman, and as Mr. Dawson said, I am the president of the Livingston Park Parent-Teacher Organization. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how the PTO actually engages the community and allows our students to understand how valuable they are here at LP. So the first thing I wanted to show you guys was our mission statement. So about a year and a half ago, the PTO decided to sit down and talk about what was important to the PTO or the parents that made up the organization and how we can offer things that would engage our community. So we came up with this mission statement, which would basically is to offer fun and enriching experiences not only to the students but the parents, to bridge the gap between the school and the community, as well as celebrate and acknowledge our students in various ways. So one of the ways that we do that is through our events. So we have annual events, they vary, sometimes we change them up a little bit. For example, our fall event was our trunk or treat. And this was a welcome back to school event. We held it in October. It was a beautiful day. And what we really enjoyed most about it was not only that all the children came out dressed up, ready for Halloween, but that we had our parents showing creativity. And so parents decorated their cars, decorated their trunks, and so parents and students could walk around and engage each other, get candy most of all, but more importantly, see one another and get to know who they are. One of the other events that we hold that we started last year is our International Night. So one of the things that we noticed is that LP is very diverse. And we wanted to not only make sure that our parents understood that we knew about their diversity, but so that everyone could really engage in their cultural differences and understand them and understand what that's like. So we wanted to really show off the heritage that's here at LP. And so our International Night is that event. This year will take place in February, and we look forward to seeing the families do all of the amazing things. We've had dances, music, we had someone singing from Ukraine. It was a very engaging activity, and it was a lot of fun. We also had parents bringing typical dishes of their home countries or traditional dishes, and that was a huge success where everyone left with some type of food from a different country for them to try out. So that to us is really important because not only does it show respect for other cultures, but it also shows the students that they are represented and that are understood here at LP. The last thing we do is we created a newsletter, and for this we thought it was very important to make sure that our parents knew what was going on, not only in the school, but the events that the PTO was holding. So we have about a quarterly newsletter where we tell parents what our events are, how they can participate, and how important it is to their students to know that the parents are actually engaged with them. So all of our activities will come out in our newsletter. They'll let them know when things are being held, and not only that, but letting them know that we really want them to come to the school, engage their students, and also engage all of us together. So it really helps them stay not only informed, but make sure that their students are aware of what's going on so we can continue to build and foster relationships here and connection really at home.
I'd also like to introduce you to Mr. Carson Geller, who will speak to you from his perspective as a parent of 6-year-old twins, so you know he's very busy. Share a couple thoughts.
Thank you, Mr. Carson.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today. I'm a little under the weather, so forgive me. But I really wanted to take time out of my schedule to come and tell you guys how much I really appreciate the support that the Livingston Park School provides me and my family. From day one, when we first started here, the staff made it very clear to me and to my children, you belong here. They wanted to make sure that we knew everyone, that everyone knew our situation as far as me being a single dad, and our needs, our emotional needs, our academic needs, everything is being met. When you come to this school, you walk in the front, every teacher is outside, smiling, welcoming, thinking to your name. Parents are all smiling at each other. It is just the most welcoming environment. And it really helps, right, a child's self-esteem. They spoke earlier about belonging and safety and having relationships. All of these things are critical, right, to the learning process. And this is definitely the foundation that this team builds. And I just wanted to take time out of my schedule to help make sure that the board and everyone else knows that I'm not the only parent that feels this way. I speak to other parents. I've even spoken to some of the staff. I had a conversation with one of the teachers, and I said, you know, it's really feeling here because it's like a family. She said, yeah, she said it is a family. So that's why I've chosen to be at this school. I've worked at other schools, and this school definitely has that foundation. That starts from the top. All the way around. But I didn't come prepared with anything. I wanted to speak from the heart because I wanted to make sure that you guys really understood that. And I can tell you, this school is an example. It leads by example. I wish they could be replicated and duplicated across the district. A lot of the programs that are here, I think would be very beneficial. Both of my children are in special emotional support programs, and I've seen a significant improvement, not only in their academic performance, but also their interactions with me at home. And I have this team, Mr. Brown, and everyone at this school, even individuals in security. The security guards are supported, everyone in the whole school. So I just want to make sure you guys understand it. Thank you again for having me today. Okay? Thank you very much.
So we know that there's lots of things we can do as a school to make that experience a little bit more enjoyable. So one thing we've done this year, we're excited about, we have a brand new sensory path by the gym. So if you need to blow off some steam, or if you feel this meeting is dragging a little bit, this Mr. Nelson guy gonna stop talking, you can sneak back to the gym, you can go through the path, you can do jumps, hops, pushing, all sorts of things. But on the student level, it helps them practice their motor skills, helps them refocus. That helps kids rejoin the community. Community doesn't end with families and students though. So we also work to build our community and make sure everyone is included. If you are a student who speaks another language or comes from another country, you have a home at LP, you belong here. We have a great population of English language learners. This is a photo from the Conversation Cafe, which we do every year, which is a whole day themed about opportunities to have conversations with adults and practice your English skills. Our ESL team is awesome. They put that together every year. We also invite the community into the school. This is a photograph of our recent Veterans Day celebration, which our music teacher, Ms. Factorman, does. We've learned that the community is one of our greatest assets. In fact, there are 13 people in our school who graduated from North Brunswick, which we think is very important because we want our kids to see people who live like them, look like them, have the same experiences in powerful and influential roles. We've also greatly increased the amount of staff we have who speak another language. We have 15 bilingual staff members here. And in our school population, roughly 25 to 27% of our population primarily uses Spanish as a first language. So that's a very important skill to have enough people to make sure that people can feel that they're welcome, they belong, and más idiomas que uno. That's important. So when we get back to all of these things, the things that we just spoke about, from PBS to morning meeting, to the Cougar Chant, to the Friday Five, to the sensory pathway, all of those things build the foundation Maslow is talking about. So now we're going to turn our attention to what actually happens to create student learning. The cool part about LP is all of our students present in so many different ways. And our teachers do amazing things to make sure they can design a school experience for each and every child that meets them where they are and provides them what they need. So I want to give you a sneak peek, exactly what's happening at different grade levels and then a couple programs so you get an idea of the talented kids and staff we have in our program. Here's some things we're going to speak about very briefly. Academic support, phonemic awareness, the WIN period, co-teaching in the ESL classroom, and our dual language program. So first up, academic support looks totally different this year. Our academic support teachers provide targeted, very specific instruction to students who may need an extra boost in math or in language arts. So here's Ms. Cochio, who's going to give you a quick 1 or 2 minute primer on how academic support has changed.
This is Christina Pachocchio, one of the reading academic support teachers at Livingston Park. As academic support teachers, our job is to bridge the gap between what students are currently able to do and what they cannot do yet. This year, we made some exciting changes in our academic support program to help us better identify the gaps in students' learning and be able to meet their needs more effectively. Rather than simply working to help students improve their reading level as we have in the past, each student that we work with now has an individual intervention plan that we created after analyzing assessment data and determining students' strengths and weaknesses. Each student is working toward a specific, targeted, measurable goal in one of the main areas of literacy: phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, or comprehension. This new focus on data-driven instruction allows us to truly reach our students where they are and teach them what they need to know to become confident, capable readers. Additionally, this approach allows for us to efficiently provide support for more learners and track their progress.
Academic support is a very targeted and focused intervention that we are really enjoying success with this year. Another thing that's changing, we're learning a lot
Hi, this is Christina Pachocchio, one of the reading academics
about how students really learn to read in a really effective way. There's a lot of new learning science that's coming out about the value of phonics and phonemic awareness. And under Mrs. Norbit, our ELA supervisor's leadership, our teachers have adapted to a lot of new methods of teaching phonics and phonemic awareness. So I want to explore that a little bit about what that looks like on the kindergarten level, but also in the older grades. So here's Ms. Friedman to tell you about phonics and phonemic awareness, how that's changing a little bit.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Friedman, a kindergarten teacher at LP. We know that kindergarten is a pivotal year for students to develop their literacy foundational skills. Students are entering kindergarten at various levels of mastery, and this requires us as educators to tailor our instruction to meet their needs. As a result, we have been working on fine-tuning our literacy instruction to prepare students for their reading journey. For example, all kindergartners are now receiving daily explicit phonemic awareness instruction. During this time, kindergartners are isolating, blending, segmenting, and manipulating sounds using their speaking and listening skills. We know that phonemic awareness is a strong predictor of later reading success. Through our whole class and small group instruction, students have demonstrated success in applying their phonemic awareness skills to their reading and writing. Research also shows that whole word memorization is not an effective strategy for learning sight words. Instead, students are explicitly taught high-frequency words through mapping routines. Students are shown how to learn high-frequency words by decoding these words and word parts using their phonics knowledge. These mapping routines encourage students to isolate sounds within words and match the sounds to print. In some classrooms, teachers have even begun to utilize the sound wall to better reinforce these connections. We are really excited for these shifts we are making in the kindergarten classroom at the literacy level. We are consistently seeing students apply these skills in their reading and writing and are optimistic about their continued growth.
Phonics are so important for a child to learn how to read. And one of the things that's changed this year is we are now offering greater phonics instruction to our third grade students. Our third grade students were the
Hi, I am Kaylee Friedman,
who lost the most during the pandemic. Kindergarten, first grade, second grade is really the foundation of reading skills. So our teachers are doing new things this year to introduce phonics to third graders. We are now using a phonics program called Letterland. Ms. Shammy and Ms. Carroll are both working in that program with their groups of students to introduce more direct and explicit phonics instruction in third grade. And it involves all sorts of activities. The kids very much enjoy it. They're working on all sorts of things from decoding words, prefixes, suffixes, blends, word analysis, and the kids are very much enjoying it, as are the teachers. So this helpful focus on phonics in third grade is allowing our students to get closer to where they are and allow us to address learning loss. We also do something unique at LP. It's called progress monitoring and tailoring instruction. So our teachers have their finger on the pulse of the instructional radar of where our kids are. So here's to take a look at first grade and what that means for a first grade teacher in a first grade classroom. This is Mrs. Sabota.
Hey everybody, I'm Jessica Sabota, a first grade teacher here at LP. Today I'm going to speak about how we progress monitor in the first grade. Progress monitoring allows us to evaluate our students individually and plan our instruction to best fit their specific needs. In first grade, we progress monitor reading levels, math fluency, overall progression of addition and subtraction skills, and phonemic awareness as well. We find that the best way to target each student's specific needs is through small group instruction and station work. In these photos, you'll see students working at different stations where the work is individualized to their specific needs. Progress monitoring has allowed us to make data-driven decisions that have led to higher student achievement and growth as well. Not only do we see the students growing, but the students also recognize their growth when the work is individualized to their needs. Our students gain both confidence and academic success, which is something that we strive for in the first grade.
Another way that we meet kids where they are is through a period we call the WIN period, which stands for What I Need. So let's take a look at what that looks like in fourth grade and second grade.
Hey everybody, I'm Jessica Sabota, a first grade.
Look at that. No worries. This is Mrs. Ballard, one of our fourth grade teachers.
Good evening. My name is Jenna Ballard, and I am a fourth grade teacher and grade level leader here at Livingston Park. I wanted to spend a few moments sharing with you an update on our WIN period here at LP. WIN is an acronym for What I Need. As many of you may be aware, LP implemented our WIN block a few years back, and since then, we have worked to transform this part of the school day into a tool for student success. Put quite simply, WIN is a personalized learning block in which students are provided with targeted instruction that is driven by our work completed during our weekly PLC periods. In thinking about fostering growth of the whole child, WIN has provided us with opportunities as teachers to be flexible in our approach and skills that we target. This can vary depending upon the needs of students and includes both academic and social-emotional areas of focus. WIN is not a one-size-fits-all approach and looks different on every grade level. One example of how we are currently utilizing the WIN period in fourth grade is as a Tier 1 support. We have tailored our instruction in response to conclusions derived from data as measured by district assessments. Grade levels have met with representatives from our math, behavior, and ELA data teams to discuss areas of deficit and room for improvement. Once this information was disseminated, our fourth grade team collaborated to further analyze data. This was followed by creating and identifying instructional materials that can assist us in providing targeted instruction over the course of a 6 to 8 week period in the specific area of text structure. The subject areas of math and behavior are also being addressed in similar ways. For using flexible groupings based on multiple metrics of triangulated data, both in our own classrooms and on a grade level scale, we are currently working to differentiate within each subject area in order to meet students where they are in each skill as we assess growth along the way. We plan to continue to use our WIN period to address the whole child and support our students in becoming their best selves, as well as making strides for their own educational goals.
So the cool part of that WIN is it's different for everybody, because everyone needs something that could be a
Good
little bit
evening.
different.
My name is Jenna.
So let's take a look at what it looks like in second grade.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jennifer Da Silva, and I am a second grade dual language teacher here at LP. It is a pleasure and an honor to speak with you today on behalf of Livingston Park School's WIN program. WIN is a highly differentiated time where students receive exactly what they need and practice skills they have already learned. Grouping students are fluid and constantly changing based on their previous week's phonics assessments. Here in second grade, we are working hard during our WIN time. During WIN, students in dual language are focusing on enhancing their ELA and SLA skills. For example, while students are reading independently in the other language of the week, we pull small groups to have bursts of instruction and focus on skills that students may need a little extra support for the skills already taught. In addition, for our English language learners, I personally focus on phonemic awareness and decodable text to get them reading English texts.
Good evening. My name is Brenda Pius and I am the second grade dual language Spanish mom teacher. Welcome to second grade. It is a pleasure and honor to speak with you today. Here in second grade, students are working in many skill-based activities during our WIN period that will help them enhance their phonemic and phonological skills. Here are a few examples of what we do in dual language Spanish world. We focus on mapping high-frequency words through a hands-on activity. We work on our Haggerty skills and engage in share reading and strategy groups to enhance specific skills in order to become fluent readers, retain words, and prepare them for third grade morphology. We hope this gives you an insight into what we do during our second grade WIN block. Thank you for listening.
Another way we're individualizing learning is through ESL co-teaching, where we are now scheduling our ESL teachers to be with a classroom teacher inside one classroom for as much of the school day as possible. And it's worked very, very well, to the point where many of our teachers don't realize they have an ESL teacher. They think there are just two teachers, which is particularly effective and powerful. So here's Ms. Carter and Ms. Muller with a couple comments about this.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn Carter.
And I'm Kelly Muller.
And we're going to talk about co-teaching and collaborating in an ESL classroom. In our classroom, as a general education teacher, and along with Kelly, our English as a second language teacher, we work together to co-plan our lessons in order to accommodate all of our learners. Additionally, we co-deliver our lessons utilizing the different co-teaching models. This allows us to work together to accommodate the different language proficiencies, as well as individualized instruction to support our students' needs.
If you were to walk into our classroom, you would see both teachers working with all students either individually, in small groups, or addressing the whole class. The co-teaching environment gives both of us shared accountability for all outcomes. Our students thoroughly enjoy having two teachers and know that they can go to either of us for anything.
Okay, and last but not least, I want to show you about the awesome work that's taking place in our dual language classrooms. You may recall, a number of years ago, we approached the board with an idea about changing the way we design services for students who may speak another language at home or want to learn a second language. And along with Parsons School, we started a dual language pilot program where kids can learn Spanish as a second language or learn English as a second language. And this program has taken off with your support to do some awesome things. So we are now dual language in every grade except preschool, and we have 5 grades of kids worth to talk about. So I wanted to get their thoughts and show you what that program looks like, how it's taken off. It's a little bit complicated to explain how it works, so I'm not going to bore you with too many PowerPoint slides. I thought it would be better to hear directly from the kids and the teachers, let you know how dual language is going and how it works.
Livingston Park School is proud to offer a dual language immersion program for our students. In our program, we use a 50-50 two-way immersion model. That means that 50% of the students in the dual language class primarily speak English at home, while the other 50% primarily speak Spanish at home. Students rotate between 2 classrooms with 2 teachers, an English world and a Spanish world. In these classrooms, it is a full immersion experience, meaning that everything that is done in each classroom is done in the target language. Half of the instruction students receive is in English, and the other half is in Spanish. The goal of this program is for both groups of students to become bilingual citizens that can appreciate the value of learning and working with people of different backgrounds.
So the dual language program is to kids get to learn English and Spanish. We focus on ELA, so they get a reading block in Spanish and English every day.
One speaks Spanish and one speaks English.
So myself and our Spanish world teacher, we have two sets of children. We share them equally. They are learning English concepts in my classroom or Spanish concepts in my co-teacher's classroom.
I like switching between languages because then I can learn more Spanish and more English. If you could learn more English. If you didn't know about Spanish, you could learn more Spanish.
So many kids that speak the language at home, or maybe their parents or grandparents speak the language, and they have that need to, or that want to speak Spanish as well. And I think some other students don't have the background in Spanish, but they are interested in learning the language and the cultures.
So dual language is a very interesting program. It's unique because it's the only program that is additive to the ESL program, meaning that students, when they enter the program as Spanish speakers, aren't losing their Spanish language, their native language. So dual language allows kids to learn English and Spanish simultaneously. This is wonderful for our Ls, our multilinguals that are coming into the district, because they are reinforcing their Spanish while also gaining the English language. And for our non-Spanish speakers, they are learning Spanish for the first time and then becoming bilingual speakers.
The English guys can learn Spanish and the Spanish guys can learn English.
It really is amazing to see that this program lends students that are not just Spanish to learning multiple languages. I think it's really awesome to see a third grader be able to read and write fully in Spanish as well as English, and be able to communicate with their families at home, be able to communicate with other teachers in the building or any other staff in the building that may speak Spanish as well.
Yo puedo leer libros. Yo puedo aprender matemáticas. Some people come around the whole world.
Is that we have students from all over the world. So really just understanding the differences in their cultures, differences in their language, differences in their families, and you see it the way that these students interact with each other. You know, they are fully respectful and knowledgeable of each other's backgrounds, and the relationships that they have built upon that with the differences in their lives is really awesome to see.
¿Y por qué sería bueno o importante aprender los idiomas?
Porque así puedes charlar con tus amigos que dan poquitico español, puedes aprender inglés y puedes charlar normalmente con tus amigos tranquilamente.
Are you happy that you were in the dual language class? ¿Y por qué?
Porque mi mamá solo habla español y antes yo me la quería hablar porque yo no sabía nada de español. Pero como ella me ponía en esta escuela, tengo que estudiar cómo hablar español. If somebody is talking to you in a different language, you might want to learn two languages so you can talk with them, but also it will help you learn a lot. Es muy bien el programa que hace y me encanta.
Using a lot of images, a lot of body language to explain things.
Me parece muy buena, me parece que es muy buena, que tiene un método de enseñanza muy bueno.
A lot of different strategies. We use body language, we use videos, we use song, we use dance, we use pictures, we use a lot of labels in the classroom.
Nos ayudan haciendo señas, así mostrando imágenes de lo de los objetos.
But they also are really able to dictate and problem solve a little bit differently than the other third grade students due to the fact that they are learning in different languages.
Las maestras aquí son tan buenas y te ayudan con todo.
It's a lot for our teachers. Being a dual language bilingual teacher is not easy because they are planning in essence for two languages, English and Spanish. And they're working as a team together to make sure that academically what's happening in the English world and the Spanish world are mirrored exactly. You're learning two languages at the same time, so you are stretching the brain and stretching those synapses to think more abstractly and to think about two languages at the same time. So there's a lot of bridging and trans-languaging that's going on in a bilingual brain versus a student that's only learning one language.
¿Qué haces tú para aprender español?
What I need to learn Spanish, here also lo miro y lo pienso que es la palabra. I've learned to break apart the words, sound it out.
Like sometimes even when they're reading or they're writing, they make connections that maybe a typical student in an all English class would not make. So they're constantly thinking in both languages.
Voy visualizando lo que hacemos y así sé poco a poco qué significa inglés y español.
They're looking at cognates within the academic subject to make sure that at every given moment we are showing our kids how linguistically the content matches English and Spanish.
A cognate is like a word so like an English word that sounds the same, looks the same, and means the same thing. Conocen que son las mismas palabras, pero casi las mismas palabras como time es tiempo.
Students, when they walk out of this program, are cognitively more advanced than their monolingual peers.
It looks like a lot of the students helping each other. Specifically, if you have a student that does not understand the word, maybe doesn't have that strong background in Spanish, there's a lot of students working together in order to understand something.
Entonces, ¿qué haces cuando hay algo en la clase que no entiendes? ¿Qué dices?
Le digo a Luis acerca de mí. You can sometimes ask your friends.
So to be able to help another student, I think it feels empowering.
It feels like we're all working together to help each other learn.
So I think the program itself creates a sense of belonging because the students feel, specifically like the students here feel like they're part of a family. It's also really cool to see the relationships with these students because they have been together since kindergarten. They're like brother and sister, they work really well together, they have each other's backs, are always willing to help each other, whether it's academically or socially. So it's a really great program that bonds the students to be more like a family than just classmates.
Because then we can talk about our cultures and maybe we can learn from each other's cultures.
I've had a lot of parents say that their children are teaching them new Spanish at home, whether they speak Spanish at home or not. Then for the parents that do speak Spanish and have that background, I think it's important for them, for the children to learn Spanish because it connects them more to their family, or their grandparents who want to speak Spanish, or with them who want to speak Spanish.
¿Tienes familia en otros países?
Prácticamente todas, solo tengo un bebé aquí.
¿Pero tienes familia en Colombia?
Sí, todas, básicamente todas.
¿Hablas con tu familia en Colombia?
Sí, cuando mi mamá los llama, los hablo.
¿Y cómo va tu inglés?
Bien, la verdad, bien.
So if I ask you a question in English, how do you feel when you speak English?
Bien.
Is it comfortable for you to speak English?
Yes. Porque en el futuro vas a tener un trabajo y como unos trabajos tienen como que la proceso es algo y necesitas hacer matemática para hacer eso y también si vas a estar haciendo un trabajo donde tienes que escribir. My dad always told me to always practice your Spanish because, like what Edgar said, when we have a job, my mom wants me to speak Spanish just in case, like someone only speaks Spanish, and so that's what I want to do.
Well, I think we've changed the trajectory of their life because they have now learned a second language. So I think they're going to do wonderful things, whatever they want, because now they are bilingual and the world is their oyster.
I'm so proud of how our students and our teachers are doing in the dual language program. The teachers are working tirelessly, working so hard to make sure every lesson helps kids learn both content and how to acquire and decipher language. And the results are really impressive. Last year, our dual language students outperformed their monolingual peers on state standardized tests, meaning that students who learn in English half of their instructional day outperform students who only learn in English. On a social level, amazing things are happening too. Our dual language kids are able to work with people from different cultures, different backgrounds, develop empathy, critical thinking skills. They are able to collaborate. They are able to work on a team. They are able to get through adversity. They know what it's like to experience a challenge and to triumph through it. And I have every belief that these kids are going to go on to do amazing things in the world. They are the best, and we are so happy to have them at Livingston Park.
Okay. I snuck 2 more slides into the presentation when my colleagues went out to get dinner. Because, and I'm going to get in trouble afterwards for this, because all the things we've talked about tonight, from belonging to PBSIS, to making sure kids are celebrated and honored, to making sure that we're analyzing data and making sure we're making really good instructional decisions, to we're being flexible with our instruction. All of that work is done by 2 very special people, Mrs. Morey and Mrs. Finnegan. Mrs. Morey is our school dean, and Mrs. Finnegan is our director of instruction. They are invaluable leaders in our school, in our district, and fan favorites. So a couple weeks ago, I asked our staff members to share with me some words that came to mind to describe each of them. And I want to share those words with you so you understand just how special they are to our school community at LP. We made a word cloud. A word cloud is what happens when you measure all the words in a document, which ones come up most frequently. So here's what came up with Mrs. Morey. Positive, cares, calm, solutions, dependable, helpful, kind. She is a wonderful presence in our school, and her vision, her leadership, and her ability to build relationships with kids and with teachers have made our school a better place. Regarding Mrs. Finnegan, she is considerate, caring, kind, gracious, thoughtful, smile, welcoming, friend. Mrs. Finnegan leads our INRS team, which helps teachers how to figure out new strategies for teachers. She leads our PBS initiative. She helps out tremendously with our Bridge program, some of our other special programs, and her impact on our school is immeasurable as well. So, as you can see from tonight's presentation, there's a lot going on at LP. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. And our theme this year is #YouBelongAtLP. Every family, child, every teacher, this is the school for you. This is our mission statement. Our LP school family embraces a culture of diverse and empathetic lifelong learners who are empowered to contribute to our ever-changing world with excellence in perseverance, innovation, and global citizenship. So as I mentioned earlier, I could talk for hours, but I hope tonight has given you an idea of some of the things that we're doing on a school-wide level, on a classroom level, on a programmatic level, to make kids feel like they belong, and to make them succeed, to take them with whatever skills they may have, and to get them to the next level to do something really awesome with their life. So thank you for your attention and your time in celebrating our school. Thanks to our students and our teachers and our leaders for joining us tonight, and thank you for allowing us to share our school with you this evening.
Boston, more members sitting in, and parents, staff members, and students who are here. Thank you so much for that amazing presentation. I do feel like I belong at LP, and a very special connection to the school, obviously, as being principal here, but it's just so gratifying to see how you've grown, what's going on here, and have a belonging sense for our students, which is so important post-pandemic and at any time, but even more now. And to see the development of that dual language program for our students is just amazing, and just, you know, I'd love to take that video and just like share it out in the world so they can see all the amazing things that you guys are doing here. So congratulations, and that's why we do our conference for you. So thank you.
Thank you. Mike, real quick. So first of all, students, would you mind, if you presented tonight, would you mind standing up?
Stand up, guys.
We didn't give you guys a chance to get applause. You did a wonderful job with presentations, and you're representing your class and your school and your community very well. So that you know, I too have a you know, I do have a soft spot for LP. Both my girls, you know, went to LP in part of 10th grade, and it felt like a community and a family then. And like Mr. Oka said, first of all, to see that that's still being embraced here and being harnessed here, and even taken to new heights. You know, inclusion and respect, the fact that that's at the forefront of what you're teaching everybody and what you're rewarding everybody for doing, it's just amazing. So again, thank you to the students, thank you to Mr. Austin and your staff. You know, parents who came out and also spoke about their experience. You know, thank you all. It was a great presentation and great to see the great work that's being done.
Thank you.
Any old or new business? All right, at this time, we'll have a review of the rest of our agenda. Go to page 2 and 3. At this time, we'll open up for a public session. This will be on agenda items only. If you have any questions or comments from the board on any items that are on the agenda, we ask you to come to the podium, sign it, state your name, and keep your comments to 3 minutes. Seeing that there are none, may I have a motion to close the public portion of the meeting? So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? This public session is over.
Thank you. Ms. Coe, can you take item number 10?
Yes, Mr. President. I'd like to make a motion to approve the following consent agenda items, personnel and curriculum. Second. Mr. Duran-Harris.
Yes.
Ms. Payne. Yes. Ms. Key. Yes. Mr. Lombardi.
Yes.
Dr. Patel. And Ms. Toth. Yes. And Mr. West.
Yes.
All of these motions have been approved.
Thank you. At this time, we will have a public session on any matter. Again, if you have any questions or comments from the board, we ask that you come to the podium, sign and state your name, keep your comments to 3 minutes. Seeing that there are none, then may I please have a motion to close the public portion of the
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? This public session.
Thank you. And then finally, if we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, we are adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.